because when you told me of what you were about to bring upon your people, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but cry. I couldn't help but toss and turn. But he says something in the text that blows my mind, because somewhere Habakkuk says, I know other folk may be complaining. I know other folk may be talking. But since I'm going to dare to be different, since I'm going to be the one that sticks out, since I'm going to have to be the one that beats the sore thumb, since I'm going to have to be the one that says I'm going to be different if everybody else want to be the same, he says, although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Habakkuk now says to God, he says, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. He says in his mind, I will joy in the God of my salvation. And I gotta go home right now, and I gotta go back to my seat. Before I go though, I just came to ask you a question. Are you still able to stand up against the odds? Are you able to stand up when everybody else would rather sit down? Are you able to say, I'm going to wipe my eyes when everybody else says I'm going to keep on crying? Are you able to say to yourself, I know things are not turning around. I know things don't look like they're going to get better. I know things look like they're going to get worse, but is there anybody in the house that can say to yourself, yet I will rejoice? I wish I just had a few people that would make up in their mind, you gonna say, yet I will rejoice. Yet I will praise God. Yet I'm gonna bless him. I know I might look crazy. I know you gonna talk about me. I know folk want me to die. I know folks said curse God and give up. I know folks say you ain't gonna be nothing more than like your good old no good daddy. But is there anybody that can say in the midst of it all, is there anybody that can say in spite of the trouble, is there anybody in the house that can say, yet I will rejoice? I want to challenge you. I just want to challenge you in the midst of what you're going through, in the midst of your heartache, in the midst of your suffering, in the midst of your trouble. I dare you just to look for a yet. Look for the yet, for the tears, a yet for the sickness, a yet for the heartache. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, do you have a yet praise? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish I had somebody that could say in their hearts, I know things are crazy. I understand, baby, you're going to have to cry. I understand, bruh, you're going to have to wonder. But don't make more tears and don't make more time to wonder about what God is doing than taking God at his word. I would rather save my time and believe God than to waste my time and try to figure out what is God up to and what is God trying to do, what is God doing, what is God trying to perform. Just believe that God is able, believe that God's gonna come through, believe that God's gonna make a way, believe that God's gonna fight your battle, believe that God's gonna make a way, believe that God's gonna bring you out. Tell somebody and tell them, say, neighbor, I believe God. He will turn it around. He will fight my battle. He will give me strength. He will give me hope. He will be my comfort. He will be my peace. I'm sorry, but I feel like preaching because I'm sick and tired of the devil. He's trying to run the church, trying to put his head up in the church house like he got business up in here. Somebody need to take your authority and drive the devil out and say you're not welcome. I believe God. I believe God. He's able. He will fight my battle. He will come through. He will turn it around. Help me preach. And tell a neighbor, say, neighbor, I believe God. I know I should be finished. I know it should be over. I know I should have given up, but I believe. I trust God. I know He will. I know He'll fight. I gotta go, but I'm trying to pull somebody out of this state of misery. Tell yourself, God said, tell the people, Kameron, I'm tired of them talking to their neighbor. Habakkuk didn't have a neighbor to talk to. He said, tell the people, talk to yourself and tell yourself, yet I will. My neighbor is tired of talking to me, and I'm tired of talking to them. So I'll tell myself until I believe it. Yet, oh Lord, yet I will rejoice.